Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Windsor Family Credit Union Sports Park here on the campus of St. Clair College and the OCAA Women's Softball Championships. My name is Mark Knight. Today's broadcast starts with the first of two knockout games. The first game is between the Seneca Sting and the Durham Lords, followed by a game at 6 o'clock where we have the Conestoga Condors battling against the Fanshawe Falcons. From both of today's games, the winner will move on to play either the Humber Hawks or the St. Clair College Saints in the start of the medal round. Those games are at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock tomorrow, and both games can be seen right here on We Digital. Let's have a look at today's starting lineup for the Seneca Sting. Lynn Young, Anissa Hill, Grace Michauville, Jordan Hughes, Chloe Furco, Cassidy Warner, Brooklyn Carroll, Jordan Van Staldeinen, and number 5, Jessica Beatty. And there's a nice shot of Sydney Reddick pitching, but the defense for the Durham Lords at center field, we have Pereira, left field is Sufol. Right field, Clemens. Shortstop, Easton. Third base, Mancini. Second base is Hearns. First base is Oak. And our catcher today is Kaylee Mcintyre. Sydney Reddick walking to the mound. She is an OCAA All-Star pitching for the Durham Lords. Getting us set to go. Just before the broadcast opened, she was given her award.
Leading off this afternoon for the Seneca Sting, number 1, the shortstop, Lynn Young.
Coming up to bat for Seneca, number 1, Lynn Young. Nice inside pitch. Strike one. Short bunt up to the pitcher, out at first base, and that brings.
Now batting for the Sting, center fielder number 14, Anissa Hill.
Coming up for Seneca, number 14, Anissa Hill, playing center field today. Short hopper into dirt for a ball. Anissa Hill, this season in 18 games, she's 12 for 51 with a .235 batting average. No home runs yet, but 6 RBIs. That pitch is up and away, ball 2. Down the middle, swung on, and fouled back. Two and one. Tried to get one down low. That's in for a ball. And he called that one a ball, so Anissa Hill goes to first base on a base on balls. Grace Michauville coming up to the plate. She's catching today for Seneca. Grace is the only second-year player on the team. Right down the middle for a strike. Rising ball up and away. 1-1. Inside, quick throw down to first base. Safe at first. Swung on. 2-2's the count, one out. Foul back. Good shot of our home plate umpire, Paul Ketchum. Part of our umpire crew today. Jamie Woodend at first base and John Snook at third base. Hard hit down the line. Turn one, safe at first.
Now batting for the Sting, cleanup hitter and pitcher, number 13, Jordan.
So Grace Michauville is at first on a fielder's choice. Anissa Hill was the put out at the attempt at a double play. And that brings up Jordy Hughes, the pitcher. Swung on, fouled back. Kaylee Mcintyre goes looking for it, but it's up and over the screen. Strike one. Bouncer in front, throw to first. And they got her at first base. So Jordy Hughes will live to continue on in the second inning. As Durham Lords congratulate their squad there for not really a 1-2-3, but a 1-2-3 nonetheless. As Seneca takes the field. Hey, 18 degrees Celsius today, 25 kilometer an hour southwest winds with gusts of up to 42 kilometers an hour. And here's the Durham Lords starting lineup. Alex Pereira batting first, Casey Mellon batting second, Nicole Mancini third, our cleanup batter Abby Sufel, Sydney Reddick batting fifth, Kaylee Mcintyre followed by Riley Easton, Gracie Hearns, Natalie Clemens, and Hannah Oak. On the pitcher's mound for in left field, we have Sufel, center field Pereira, right field is Clemens, shortstop is Easton, third base is Mancini, second base is Hearns, first base is Oak, and Kaylee Mcintyre at home plate catching today. Alex Pereira making her way to the batter's box. As the Seneca Sting converge on the mound, high fives, getting things started for them. See if they can't do to the Durham Lords what the Durham Lords did to them in the first half of the first inning. Bottom of the first, no score. Bouncer in, ball one. Hard hit up the middle, right to second base. Throw it out at first. One out.
Now batting number 3,
Kaysaw Malin stepping in for Durham College. High pitch off the end of the bat. Hit foul. Kaysaw Malin this season in 17 games is 23 for 52 with a .442 batting average. One and one. Short chopper down the third base line. Ball goes foul. Strike two. Another chopper out to the middle. Pitcher retrieves it. Safe at first base.
Now batting, third baseman number 9, Nicole Mancini.
That brings Nicole Mancini to the plate. Nicole's playing third base today for Durham. Strong hit. Out into left field. Brought back in, hit the cutoff. And that'll put runners at first and second.
Abby Suffle.
Abby Suffle steps in. She's playing third today. Inside pitch, swung on. That'll advance the runners to second and third. So Malin's at third, Mancini's at second. And we're 0-1 on Suffle. In 18 games, she's 20 for 53 with a .377 batting average. 1-1. Down the middle, swung on, out to right field. She'd missed that. It's going to go to the wall. That'll score one. It might score the second one. Ball gets thrown in. And that puts Abby Suffle at third base.
Pitcher number 29, Sydney Reddick.
So ball gets through the right fielder's glove, rolls to the wall, scores 2 runs. Abby Suffle with a stand-up triple. Sydney Reddick, the pitcher, takes the first one outside. Sydney Reddick, one of the all-stars on Durham. Inside pitch. Ball 2. High check swing, catches the ball. 2-1. She's laughing like, I didn't mean to hit that ball, but the bat did make contact. Inside pitch, she shakes off it, but they're counting it a strike. That puts it as 2-2. Down the middle, swung on and missed. For the first strikeout for the Durham Lords, Jordy Hughes gets her first K.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Kaylee McIntyre.
Kaylee McIntyre steps into the batter's box. She's catching today. On the left side, check swing. Ball low. In 14 games, she's 10 for 39. No home runs, but 6 RBIs. She's batting .256. Hard hit. Down the right field line all the way to the wall. That'll turn 2. She's going to third. Calls for it. Stand-up triple for Kaylee McIntyre.
Coming to bat, shortstop number 32, Riley Easton.
So that scores Abby Suffle, bringing the score 3-0 for Durham. Bottom of the first. Riley Easton in there. Up the middle. Grab by short. Quick throw to first base. And that's the second out. Correction, that's the third out.
3 runs on 4 hits, 1 left on.
So that brings 7 batters to the plate with 3 runs scored for the Durham Lords over the Seneca Sting. That's the end of 1, and this is We Digital. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sports Park here on We Digital for the OCAA Women's Softball Championships. Jordy Hughes is back in the batter's box. She gets a second cut at it. She was in the batter's box when they threw the bet runner out. And that's 1-1. Quickly on Jordy Hughes, the pitcher for Seneca. Top of the second, 3-0 Durham. High ball swung on off the netting. 2-1 for Jordy Hughes. Correction, 1-2 for Jordy Hughes. Hard hit down the line, snagged by third base, over to first, and that puts Jordy Hughes out. Coming up to bat, playing third base, Chloe Furco. Hit up the middle, nice snag by the shortstop. Couldn't make the play. She bounces off the turf, but Chloe Furco is already at first. Great save. That would have easily been a double for Furco. Cassidy Warner in. Down the middle for a strike. Deciding which pitch to throw. A couple of smiles on the catcher's face. In but low. 1-1. Chloe Furco in 18 games is 14 for 52 with a .269 batting average. Swung on. One and two. High pitch. She went for it. And that'll give another K to Sydney Reddick.
Second baseman number 3, Brooklyn Carroll.
Stepping in for Seneca, playing second base, Brooklyn Carroll. Inside pitch, bobbled by Kaylee Mcintyre, but no damage. Brooklyn Carroll in 18 games is 8 for 48. No home runs, 6 RBIs, and batting .167 for the Seneca Sting. Inside pitch, she shies off. 2-0. Down the middle. And Brooklyn Carroll watched it go by. Down the middle swing. Foul down the third base line. Still 2-2. Inside, caught off the handle, fouled away. Keeping her chances alive to get on base with one swing of the bat. See Chloe Furco there at second. Swung on, popped up. Does it get foul? It was a foul ball, but it was dropped. Nicole Mancini didn't quite have a beat on it. Count still 2-2. Brooklyn Carroll fighting off. Sydney Reddick Another one fouled back. Brooklyn Carroll has to be happy with this at bat, fighting off the all-star Sidney Reddick. Inside. That'll fill the count up. Looking for something to hit. There it is. Swung on. 2 bobbles. Safe at first. And Chloe Furco scores from second.
Now batting the left fielder, number 15, Jordan. Standing.
Coming up to the plate, number 15, Jordan Vanstol-Dynan. This season in 17 games, 3 for 43 with a .070 batting average. Seneca's on the scoreboard here in the top of the second. Swung on, little looper. That's caught by center field. And that'll retire the side. But not before they score 1 run, bringing it 3-1 here in the middle of the second. Coming up are the schedule for We Digital, Thursday, October 21st. The game we're doing at 3 o'clock. Durham Lords and the Seneca Sting, and then Game 2 at 6 o'clock later on today. Fanshawe Falcons against the Conestoga Condors. Tomorrow, October 22nd, Game 3 of the tournament at 11 o'clock. You have the Humber Hawks and the highest seed remaining out of these 2 games. And then at 1 o'clock, the St. Clair Saints, the lowest seed remaining against them. And that game is at 1 o'clock. And then we get into the loser, winner games, and those are at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And then Saturday, October 23rd, Game 7 is the bronze medal game. The loser of Game 6 plays the winner of Game 5, and the loser is awarded the bronze, and the winner advances to the gold medal game, which is right here on We Digital, Game 8 at 1 o'clock on Saturday. The winner of Game 6 versus the winner of the bronze medal game. And then, should there be a second gold medal game necessary, that game will be at 3 o'clock on Saturday. And you'll only find it here at We Digital. Gracie Hearns for the Durham Lords steps in. Fakes bunt. Pulls back. Ball 1. Gracie's playing second today. Swung on. Fouled off. 1-1 the count. Nice bunt down the third base line. Retrieved, but no throw. Safely at first. Playing right field for Durham, number 18, Natalie Clemens. She steps in. Little kick and a swing. This season in 12 games, she's 8 for 24 with 1 home run, 4 RBIs, batting .333. Lays down a beauty bunt down to third base line, throw down to first, and she's there. Quick throw over to third. Safe at third as well. So we've got runners on the corners on a really nice bunt. By Natalie Clemens. Hannah Oak steps in, no out, runners on the corners. She's playing third today. Inside pitch she waits on, goes for a ball. And Natalie Clemens steals second. Hard hit down the line. Goes all the way to the wall. Right fielder retrieves, throws it in. Back to the pitcher, stand up on third is Alex Pereira.
Coming to the plate, number 3, Kaylee Mcintyre.
Kaylee Mcintyre comes in. High ball, hit the center. Runner goes and scores from third easily. So Alexis Pereira scores after that triple. And a deep fly ball by Kaylee Mcintyre. High and away, called for a strike on Nicole Mancini. Swung on, missed. Same pitch. Quickly gets behind. 2-0. Down the middle off the end of the bat. Foul down the third base line. In the sun. Hit behind second. Nicole Mancini safely at first base. Abby Supple for her second trip to the plate today. Had a triple her first hit and scored a run. High pitch, swung on, might be 2. Out at second, but safe at first. So Abby's safe on the fielder's choice. And Nicole Mancini is thrown out at second base. Sydney Reddick from Alvinston, Ontario, her second year. Goes reaching for one, fouls it off. We have overcast skies here today at St. Clair College Sports Park. 30% chance of rain, they're saying. Swung on, strike 2. Oh and 2, 2 outs to Sydney Reddick. Third pitch, third foul tip. That one's hit hard, hit high. Out to center field, and it's caught. And that will retire the side to end the second inning for the Durham Lords, but not before they run the score up to 6-1 on the Seneca Sting. And that's the end of the second inning here at the St. Clair College Sports Park. You're watching the OCAA Softball Championships here on We Digital.
My name is Nicole Pekala. Before I was in the welding program, I was a...
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sports Park for the OCAA Women's Softball Championships, where we're enjoying the Durham Lords and the Seneca Sting in Game 1 of the tournament. Durham Lords lead the Seneca Sting by a score of 6-1. We're in the top of the third. And Jessica Beattie up to bat. Takes the first for a strike. Jessica Beattie this season in 6 games, 0 for 12, and zeros across the board. She's a first-year player for Seneca, 0-2. Swung on, fouled back. Off the screen, no damage. Pop up. They're calling it no catch at center field. She's safely at first.
Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Lynn Young.
Up to the plate now, Lynn Young, the shortstop. Inside for a ball. High pitch, and she went for it. Yeah, you can see her. So no, that's my fault. She wanted it, but she went climbing for it. Lynn Young's from Mississauga, Ontario, 5'8", in her first year with Seneca Sting. She likes those high balls. Stands up swinging for him, looking to launch one, but hasn't made contact yet. 1-2. Looking down the line at her coaches. Swung on, fouled back. Third base coach sharing their wisdom. Oh. You can see she wanted to swing at that one too, but a better decision on her part to lay off. Hit, foul back off the screen. She thought she was out. Takes it inside for a full count. Top of 3. First batter for the Seneca Sting, Lynn Young. Hard cut, but strikes out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Hill.
The center fielder coming up to bat, Anissa Hill. Takes one inside. Kaylee Mcintyre was holding on to that, hoping to get a call. Anissa Hill's from Mississauga, Ontario, 5'1" tall in her first year with Seneca. Hard swing. No contact. 1-1. Anissa made it to first base on a base on balls her first trip. Paul Ketchum calls that tipped. Swinging on the high ones. And that's another strikeout for Sydney Reddick.
Number 8, Grace Michoville.
Jessica Beattie still on first base, and Grace Michoville steps in. Second-year player for Seneca. Swung on off the handle, straight to short, and that's an easy catch for Durham. And that'll
No runs, no hits. No one left on base.
That'll end the side for Durham. Jessica Beattie's left on, but no scores there. And that brings us to the middle of the third inning. Score 6-1 for Durham. The 2021 standings have the St. Clair Saints in first place. They are 17-1. The only game they lost was to the Fanshawe Falcons. Humber Hawks solidly in second place, 13-3. The Durham Lords, who are playing here right now, are 11-7, and the Fanshawe Falcons are 9-7. They're in our second half game. Conestoga Condors are 6-12, and the Seneca Sting, who are playing against the Durham Lords, ended their regular season with a 3-15. Mohawk Mountaineers did not make it to the postseason at OCAA Women's Softball Championships for the year 2021. The Durham Lords are leading the Seneca Sting, and they're ready to come up to bat here in the third inning. Lots of smiles in the dugout for the Durham Lords, and rightfully so. They had a really good run this year and are continuing that expertise here in Game 1 of the championships. Overcast skies here with a 30% chance of rain they're calling for. 18 degrees Celsius, 25 kilometer an hour southwest winds with possible gusts up to 42 kilometers an hour. The wind's been blowing pretty much straight out to center field. So if you catch a long ball, you could get the home run. Kaylee Mcintyre coming up. Hometown is Guelph, Ontario. She's in her fourth year with the Durham Lords. 5'6" tall. She wears number 8. Right down the middle, half a swing. Out to the pitcher, throw to first, and she's out. It looks like maybe she tried to slide or her foot got caught in the turf, but she stumbled her way to first base.
Now batting the shortstop, number 32, Riley Easton.
Riley Easton comes up. 1 out. She's from Bowmanville, Ontario, in her first year with the Durham Lords. 5'8", wearing number 22. Thinking about going for that outside pitch, but decides against it. Ball 1. Slight curve on that one. Goes over the plate. Reaches for the outside. Called a strike. Swung on. Got a little bit behind that ball. 1-2. Another swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout for Jordy Hughes. As Riley Easton makes her way back to the dugout.
Now batting second baseman, number 16, Gracie Hearn.
Gracie Hearn steps in. Hard hit. Straight to first. Easy tag. Gracie Hearns is out. And that'll put the side of Durham down 1-2-3 in the third inning. Good inning for Seneca as they wrap up the third inning. No damage, 1 strikeout. Score remains 6-1 in favor of the Durham Lords. The 2021 OCAA Women's Softball Championships on We Digital. Stay with us.
My name is Nicole Pekala. Before I was in the welding program, I was a pet nutritionist at a pet shop.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sports Park here in Windsor, Ontario, the 2021 OCAA Women's Softball Championships against the Durham Lords and the Seneca Sting. Jordy Hughes in at the plate. The pitcher for Seneca fouls one off.
We were going down the expressway. Dead straight
0-2 on Jordy. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Score 6-1 in favor of the Durham Lords. Tried to get her to go for a not-so-beauty pitch. Sydney Reddick. Oh, gets the called strike. And she's all smiles as she heads to the dugout and congratulating Sydney Reddick on the K. Pitcher against pitcher duel, and the Durham pitcher won that one. Chloe Furco, the first baseman, takes the first pitch high. Down the middle for a strike. 1-1. Outside corner, strike two. Way outside, 2-2. Chloe Furco has scored a run. That's the only run for the Seneca Sting. Swung on. Back to the pitcher. Easy throw to first.
Making her way to the plate, third baseman number 17, Cassidy Warner.
All smiles and high fives on the pitcher's mound as Cassidy Warner steps in. Cassidy's playing third base from Georgetown, Ontario in her first year. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Goes after the high one, strike two. Inside pitch at the knees for a ball. Catches her looking. And that's a strikeout for Sydney Reddick, and that'll retire the side 1, 2, and 3. No damage on the scoreboard. We're in the middle of 4. The Durham Lords lead the Seneca Sting by a score of 6-1. Don't forget, coming up next on We Digital at the 2021 OCAA Women's Softball Championships game at 6 o'clock right here at the St. Clair College Sports Park, we have the Conestoga Condors against the Fanshawe Falcons. That is game 2 of the tournament. As the Sarnia Sting throw the ball around the bases, getting warmed up. Lynn Young there. Jordy Hughes, the pitcher. Last couple of warm-ups. You can see the breeze in the hair. Wind has changed slightly.
Natalie Clemens.
Natalie Clemens up to bat for the Durham Lords. Curveball low. Ball one. From Marmora, Ontario, Natalie Clemens, 5'6" in her first year. Takes one inside, had to get out of the way not to get hit. Ball two. Down the middle, swung on to second base. Easy throw over to first. And Natalie Clemens is out.
Center fielder, number 2, Alexis Pereira.
That brings up the other all-star on the Durham Lords team, Alexis Pereira. Alexis playing center field today. Pop-up bunt down to third baseline. Allowed to roll foul. But not before Alexis Pereira had made it down to first base. That should draw the infield in just a little bit. Hard hit down to first. Step over on first base. Out number 2.
Batting number 3,
Kaylee Mcintyre steps in. She had to hit her first at bat and scored a run from Surrey, British Columbia in her first year. Little chopper bunt, quickly thrown to first, but she is in safely.
Now batting third baseman number 9, Nicole Mancini.
Nicole Mancini has had a hit both at bats, quickly showing bunt, pulls it up, looking to steal second, safely in, ball overthrown. Kaylee Mcintyre moves to second base. That opens first base for Nicole Mancini, who's been pretty successful with her bat so far in today's game. Hard hit to shortstop. Quick throw over to first in time. And that retires the side. Kaylee Mcintyre's left on second base.
One left on base.
And that wraps up the fourth inning here at the 2021 OCAA Women's Softball Championships on We Digital. The Durham Lords lead the Seneca Sting by a score of 6-1. We'll be right back. Looking for the bunt. Misplayed. And we've got a little bit of a communication here with the home plate umpire. And they're calling her back. They've ruled it a foul ball. With the sun and the shadows, it's hard to tell what happened there, but another short bunt. They're still trying to figure out what the call is.
She may have let off too early. Because that can be called.
Okay, the runner's left on first base.
What would that be called though?
In the melee, Brooklyn Carroll was called out.
Oh, hold up, runner left early.
She left the base too early. That brings us with one out. And with a swing and a miss there, Jordan Van Staldinen strikes out. Two confusing bunts that were called back. And a player leaving the base too early, called out at first. That puts us at 2 outs for the Seneca Sting.
And then she struck out, right?
Yeah, she struck it.
Jessica Beatty in now. Swings at the first pitch. Swings at the second, but it goes foul.
They now need to go ham. Get a couple runs. Preferably 3, just in case you get one next inning. And then
In her first at bat, she had 2 strikes on her. She gets a hit and goes to first base. Swung on and missed. And that'll retire the side for the Seneca Sting after a rather interesting top of the 5th inning there.
No runs, 1 hit, no one left on base.
We have a hit called out for leaving the base too early. A couple of strange bunts called back, and then a strikeout. And that retires the side for the Seneca Sting. No score added to their numbers. Still remains 6-1 in favor of the Durham Lords. We're in the middle of 5. Durham Lords talking about what just happened and how the plays all transpired there, but they're ready to come out. Bats are swinging. They want to take on Jordy Hughes in the Seneca Sting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Try and add to their score of 6-1. You're watching the OCAA Women's Softball Championships here on We Digital, and we ask you to stay with us for Game 2, which is at 6 p.m. tonight right here at the St. Clair College Sports Park. Seneca Sting are all warmed up, ready to go. And Abby Suffel, she's on deck.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th, the Durham Lords. Left fielder number 22, Abby Suffel.
Tries to pull down a high one for a bunt. Drops into the batter's box, strike 1.
No, usually it's hit it.
Abby's from Whitby, Ontario, in her first year with the Durham Lords. Swinging at a high one. Strike 2.
Well, I know a few years ago, there was one kid on, you know where Dutton is? You know where Dutton is? Yeah, oh, okay, someone actually knows what we're talking about. There was a kid there that was really big, so we couldn't bend over well, or you could punch him, so we couldn't do anything.
And that's what you do. You watch where the weakest
Our statistician is telling me that Jordy Hughes has already thrown 50 pitches. And we're in the 5th inning. Takes one outside.
Yeah, because I really talked to them when you can wear golfer strap choice, no one knows anywhere related to that.
Swung on. High ball.
At Dallas
that had the meat on it. It was out of the park, but it was a foul ball down the right field line. Well hit, but couldn't keep it between the poles. Takes the ball, brings the count to 2-2. Another one hit down the right field line, foul ball. The wind's blowing strongly out to right field, so if they catch one down that line, they might get the bingo. 2-2. Ball outside, full count.
Come on. All we need is 2. And then Sydney's up. Apparently she's pretty good at hitting.
That's popped up. Foul. Suffel hits one up the middle. Makes it out to center field. Easily to first base.
Now batting the pitcher, number 29, Sydney Reddick.
You like softball that way? It's faster.
The Durham pitcher makes it to the batter's box. Sydney Reddick.
Oh, bad.
Hard hit down the third base line. Suffel's stand up at third. Reddick stand up at second. Easy double.
Now batting the catcher, number 8,
Runners at second and third.
McIntyre.
No outs. The Durham catcher, Kaylee Mcintyre.
Yeah, I know, man.
She had a triple in her first at bat. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
This has only been 56 minutes.
Kaylee's from Guelph, Ontario, in her fourth year. Takes one inside. Not much chance of stealing. Runners at second and third. 1-1's the count. Middle of the plate, swung on, fouled off. Down the first base side. 2 strikes. Durham has 2 runners on, no outs. Kaylee Mcintyre at the plate.
So basically, like up there, it's still here.
Swung and miss.
Not at all. So
Now batting the shortstop, number 32, Riley Easton.
That's the second strikeout for Jordy Hughes today. Riley Easton, our shortstop, takes the first pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. From Bowmanville, Ontario, 5'8" in her first year, Riley. Hard hit back to the pitcher, checks the runner at third, throws to first. Overthrown. And Abby Suffel comes in to score.
Now batting the second baseman, number 16, Kern.
Good play to check the runner at third, but turn to throw to first wasn't the best throw, and it brings the score 7-1. 1 out for Durham. Runners at the corners. Inside pitch to Gracie Hearns.
it's like this: E1 check, and then they just advance. They would advance in the air, and then get Oh no, I'm good. I'm stupid.
Down the middle. Chop for a bunt. Knocks it foul.
That's not an end run.
Started to drag before she hit the ball and pulled it foul.
Deer run, 'cause
Way outside. Ball 2. Gracie Hearns is from Napanee, Ontario, in her first year with the Durham Lords. 5'5". Takes one low.
Come on. Hit it right here, homer.
Hit down the middle. Through the shortstop. Sydney Reddick comes in to score. And Gracie Hearns is safely at first base.
I don't know how it works for runs for and against them.
Yep, they're done. They know. We're at 12.
8 to 1, that's 7 runs.
9 was
Meeting of the minds here on the mound for the Seneca Sting as the Durham Lords lead this game. We're in the bottom of 5. Scores 9-1 for Durham. 1 out. On that last play, Sydney Reddick scored, as did Riley Easton from second base. And Gracie Hearns was held up at first.
Now batting the right fielder number 18, Natalie Clemens.
Natalie Clemens in to bat from Memora, Ontario in her first year. She's got 1 out and a runner on first. Takes the first pitch for a strike. But that's enough to move Gracie Hearns over to second base. Swung on in the gap. Out to right field. Gracie Hearns
Probably hitting it out of the box.
So that'd be
Gracie Hearns went to third, but they're calling Natalie Clemens out for being out of the batter's box.
Now batting,
That puts Gracie Hearns back to second base, and Natalie Clemens is out.
old fielder.
Gracie Hearns with some heads-up base running steals third base easily. Alexis Pereira at the plate. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Hard hit to right field. Gracie Hearns comes in to score, and that puts Alexis Pereira safely at first base.
Now batting number 3, Kaysa Malin.
Malin steps in, takes the first ball for a strike. Down low.
What happened to Pereira?
Runner doesn't go.
Oh, she's on first.
Yeah, she's on first hit.
Okay, I had it. Brains right there.
Takes a pitch high. Bottom of 5 with 2 out. Durham leads 10-1. Chopper down the third base line. Short hop. Not in time to get her at first base. And Malin goes. Correction, Malin is at first.
Now batting third base,
Alexis Pereira makes it all the way to third base on the play.
there's lots of chatter about the mercy rule.
That was right there.
7 runs. It's 10 after 5, I think.
Seneca Sting coach is out at the mound, just talking to his players, reminding them just to make the good play. Don't throw the ball away. Check your runners when you can. Durham has runners at first and third. Score is 10-1. Quite possible that the talk of mercy rule was in that conversation. Nicole Mancini steps in, launches one out to center field all the way to the wall. That scores 1. They're going to hold it third. And Nicole Mancini is safely in at second base.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the ball game. Your final score: Durham Lords 11, Seneca Sting 1. We ask that
And with that hit, that wraps up the game. Called in a mercy roll. The Durham Lords with a score of 11-1. Coming up next on We Digital at the 2021 OCAA Women's Softball Championships is Game 2 here at the St. Clair College Sports Park, where the Conestoga Condors meet the Fanshawe Falcons. And that game is at 6 o'clock. Stay with us.